to Give It a Go Gardener. This is where I'll take you through my backyard and my garden plans and how we'll just try and see what happens. So for this first episode, I just wanted to walk you through the garden, some of the key things that I stand out to me, some things I want to do, some things I want to change, and we'll give it a go. So off we go. So let's start with where I was just sitting, and this is sort of the back area of the house. We have three palms actually. Two of them are 6 feet, and one of them is just like a littler guy. I will try and bring those in for the winter. I don't know how successful they'll be, but next spring I'm hoping to pull up some of the brick along the back and along this side to extend out the garden, and just have some more space to play. Right now we don't really utilize this space. We've just added the rug, and sometimes we have a dartboard in the back, which Brad really loves, but there's definitely some areas to improve here. So directly beside the back area is probably my favorite spot in the garden. This back half of the flower beds, we have some climbing roses that are from the neighbors that I've been trying to train to grow along this fence, but we will see what happens. I've gone in and done some pretty heavy pruning, and they produce these beautiful blooms that I'm hoping next spring, like summer, will just really go crazy. So we'll see. Down here, I love these orange flowers. It's interesting to me though, because these are the same variety that are planted along the middle of the flower bed, but then we also have some planters at the back, which have done so differently. So it's just so interesting to me to see, like, same flower, same variety, just different environments. I think this area gets a little bit more shade, and it gets so hot back here. And even though these are sun-loving plants, they really needed a bit of a break. This is one of the lilac bushes that were already here, and I mean, it is October and we've got some blooms going on. Like, I'm not even really sure what they're thinking, but I am here for it. This plant overall to me just seems like it's in a little bit of distress. The leaves are not doing so great, and I think part of it was because the rose bush was coming in so close. So as soon as I cut it, you can kind of see it leaning. As soon as I cut it back, it seemed to do better, but I'm going to be keeping a closer eye on this next spring and just see how it unfolds. There's the lilac bush to the right, but then we also have another lilac bush, a different variety, which this spring it actually bloomed, and I wasn't really sure how to prune it, so I did in the fall, but I also left some because I wanted to see, like, what would happen. Maybe they'll come back, I don't know. But in the middle of the lilac bushes, I again have the orange flowers, which, if you notice, are a lot less dense than the ones to the right. I have black-eyed Susan in the back, and then I paired them with some rudbeckias. So really hoping that they come out pretty good next year. And then I have a line of pansies. Once again, just trying to get some color come winter. I've heard that they do really well and they do pop back up. So once these orange flowers die back, we'll still have some sort of interest there in the winter. And so the final section of this bed is really where it gets the most sun. So I went ahead and planted some roses since I know they're sun-loving plants, and I also planted these petunias, which have just done amazing. I'll definitely want to remember the variety and try and plant them again because they were a really good filler and really took over a lot of the garden. The roses have done beautifully. I'm a little nervous because you look at that is just so gorgeous. I'm a little nervous because I do know you have to cut them back quite significantly, and I just have to show a little bit of bravery to do it. I've got red ones on either side, but then this yellow one has just shot up. It produced a bloom early days, but then it never did again, and I've cut it back, and yet it still just like continually wants to grow. So I'm not really sure if that is normal. Maybe it's a climbing rose and I'm just not sure. But besides that, I have some lilies that I think are doing okay. I'll definitely want to keep an eye on them and cut them back, along with some ivy that I was really hoping would catch to the back of the fence, but we'll see about that. My favorite plant though is this hydrangea, and sorry, my shadow's a bit in the way. This was given to me by a friend, and you can see kind of like the old plant, and then where the new growth has just bloomed. I'm a little nervous because the old plant definitely has some black spots. I'm not 100% sure how to treat it. So what I've just been doing is going in and cutting just really the egregious ones. I'll have to go in again and like get this guy and some in the back. But all of the new growth is so beautiful. Again, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to cut this back or if they bloom on old growth. So I'll definitely be doing some research and showing you guys what I end up doing. So this is the other side of the garden. I'll come a bit closer. Definitely some things I'll want to change here. And there's my gardening buddy, Nico. So in the corner here, we have a hosta that has done really well, but kind of gotten overtaken by these dahlias, which I am obsessed with. I think they've turned out so beautifully, and I would love to try and dig up the tubular and see if I can just harvest the variety over winter and try again with the same plant next year. I've done a bit of research and I think I can do it. But we'll try, we'll give it a go. And then again, we have these orange plants that have bloomed quite beautifully, not as much as the one in the back. And then this guy here, I've read, is milkweed. So really hoping to do something. I will be pulling out the petunias here. They didn't do the same as the pink. They're kind of scraggly. And then I found this bush just on the side of the street. So I was like, let's plant this. They kind of produce these like buttercup flowers. So really great filler this year, but I might try and move it. And then I have two of these Rose of Sharons, which this one is blooming and just so pretty. So I want to give it its best chance of surviving the winter. So when I pull up these annuals, I'm going to try and plant them here. I have this Rose of Sharon, and then I also have another Rose of Sharon on this side. So for both of those, trying to get them in the ground. See, I can see there's tons of buds, but maybe it'll bloom. I'm not too sure. We're kind of getting towards the end of the season, but I think I'll have pretty good luck if I'm able to get them in the ground, like just kind of flanking pretty much where these orange flowers are. Keep it there over the winter, and then in the spring either keep them there or transplant them to that back section. But on this side we have some rudbeckias, echinacеas, which I have heard are perennials. So I'm going to try and plant them into the ground before it gets too cold, and I actually don't mind how they look once they've bloomed. I think they look just kind of there's just like some really nice texture in them. I'm curious what the squirrels will do and if they'll just steal them. And then I have this Celia plant. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's done really cute. We'll probably just let that go come winter time. Well, that's my garden. It is fall of 2021, and hopefully this will be one of many updates, not even just for YouTube, but just for me, so that I know every year what I've been planting, and I can look back on it as sort of a memory of what has grown, and I can see what is still there or thriving or what maybe didn't make it, but just really trial and error. So thanks if you've made it this far. Really appreciate it. Hopefully there'll be more coming your way, and just want to encourage you to just give it a go. All right, bye guys.